Hi, you guys. It's Leanne Holitza here with Marilyn, our stone listener. We are talking about this month's stone because it's a unique one, and we thought we would need to give a little more explanation as to what we're up to with it. If you guys are watching with us later and you have questions, you can always put it in the comments, and then we'll do our best to get your questions answered. But I want to introduce you to Marilyn if you don't know her already. She is the one who we go to for all our stone needs. And she has a unique relationship with stones. She can listen to them and get messages from them. And, those of us who are way into all of our crystals can geek out a little bit about it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So before we get started on this month's stone, Marilyn, tell me, how did you figure out that this was what you wanted to do with yourself? Be a stone listener.
Yeah. When I was 8 years old, I still remember this really well. Going into my grandpa's driveway, he had a circular driveway, and digging out stones, and I saved shoe boxes worth of them under my bed, and my mom encouraged it because I was a little hyper. She was like, yeah, that's good. Just go find another rock, Marilyn. I went, oh, good idea. So it was just a spontaneous body thing for me personally. But then as time went on, I just realized that everything talks, and
everything talks.
Everything talks. Yeah.
It's
just
so
almost
true.
as much as I do.
So true. Yeah, I know. Well, I once had these little kid come to the front door that they were selling, stones that I don't know where they had gotten them from, but they told me that they had permission from their parents to sell these stones. And they asked me if I wanted to buy some. And I said, okay, sure. And the little girl goes, you'd rather have rocks instead of money? And I was like, yeah.
Oh.
Especially the right ones,
Yeah.
So anyways, let's talk about this month's stone. So
Yes,
this is
please.
Hackmanite. This is just one of the raw versions that I purchased from Marilyn to have at the studio this month. And I guess I get drawn to stuff, kind of like you said, everything talks. I get drawn to stuff based on how I feel. And I almost always have I have good taste because I always pick the very expensive rocks.
Yeah.
But tell me what's unique about this one that you know about.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, it's actually a rare form of sodalite. So if you have experiences with sodalite, that'll give you kind of a base. But it now we're talking geologically, and then we'll talk energetically. So, but it also has some rare earth elements and other things in it, which is why it's a more rare form that activate it. And if you put a blue UV flashlight on Hackmanite, it'll spark up for you. And some of us are really entertained by that. And that's pretty fun. But the reason why we're entertained by that, or why Leanne always has good taste, is because that energy is talking to our bodies all the time. Just like 8-year-old Marilyn walking over to Grandpa's house in her bare feet. Those stones were talking to her. So Hackmanite talks to us through our throat chakra primarily, and it awakens it. And it gets it to speak up and speak our most unique, authentic truth. That's the fastest way I can say it. But if you're looking, for instance, to listen to and talk to stones, well, this one gets that throat chakra activated, I think, with your third eye.
Okay.
I mean, it brings them together so that you have that ability. Tape that. We got duct tape, baby. Put it right on there. When people make fun of you, you just say you're jealous. I understand, But anyway, yeah, Hackmanite is, I have a feeling that it's one of the stones for the now coming Aquarian age, right? And by the way, little astrological note, we're in the cusp of it now. We're not officially fully grounding it in, but we'll get a preview in 2023. So you want to have your allies with you, like Hackmanite. But anyway, Hackmanite, because it activates the throat chakra, the throat chakra is very strong in the Aquarian age.
Mm, interesting. Well,
Yeah.
so what can we expect with the Aquarian age? Is there certain characteristics?
Distinct characteristics. So for those of you who don't follow astrology, which is probably most people, how we figure out what age we're in is because we have like a circular, we have a circle of constellations around us called the zodiac. So that just identifies the Earth in space. It's like celestial latitude and longitude. So when the Earth is in a certain place where it's mostly honing in on the our solar system, excuse me, on the Aquarius constellation, that means sudden change. There will be no more sudden change.
Mm.
Yeah, there'll be dramatic change in the Scorpio age, but sudden. Those of you that do tarot, it's the lightning struck tower card. So, and it awakens your truth, and it awakens your freedom. It awakens your abilities to use your third eye like a regular 3D physical sense. It's all happening. And you're already feeling it right now in the cusp. I know all of you are going, oh boy, yeah, I know about that.
So true.
Yeah.
So with our friend, the rock here, I think you told me the rare elements that are in it. Can you tell me more about that?
About the rare earth elements? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why they call them that geologically, because it turns out they're not that rare. So maybe at one time they were. I don't know what that is. But there are but rare earth elements are stone energies that across the board awaken and activate things. So that's why those of us who are into the energy of them, I bet most of you that have that predilection, you're attracted to stuff with rare earth elements, even if it looks like a piece of gravel out of Grandpa's driveway. You know what I mean? You're going, oh, no, feel this. This is amazing. So they're awakeners. Look for them. Yeah, there's obviously more. There are stones out there that have more rare earth elements in them than others.
So, somebody who's buying a stone for the first time, or maybe just starting to get their collection going, what do they do with this thing if they buy it? Where do they put it, or what do they do?
Well, first of all, what I would do is I would identify how I was attracted to it. And for most people, it's just going to be, well, I like that color. I like the shape. You know what I mean? And don't think to yourself, well, that's just stupid. Because then what you're doing is you're taking the conversation your body's having with that crystal body and you're saying that's stupid. And I know you don't want to do that. So just say, yeah, I like the look of it. And then take that to the rock, the stone, and examine it and heighten that sense. And then use that attraction you have to try to have some kind of conversation with it. Whatever that is. You maybe at first will just feel like you're talking and nothing's happening. But there's a secret. Thomas and I were trained as kinesiologists a long time ago. And so if I had you in my clutches right now, I could prove to you that when you say that to the rock and you go, well, it's not doing anything, Marilyn, and you throw it at me and I go, let me test you. Test your body, and I'd be able to say, Your blood pressure just went to this. Your throat chakra just expanded on the GDV. Your throat chakra just went up by, 15%. Just, I mean, in a second. And I'd be able to prove to you that there's an ongoing conversation. You just got to get in on the conversation. You just have to, like when you were little and you didn't know how to talk and you had to say something to somebody, you say, use me, use me.
So mostly you're saying like hold it, meditate with it, sit with it, but then, keep it. I mean, I have various things around. Like I have like rocks in the corners of my office. I have rocks that sit on my desk. I have rocks that sit in my pocket, rocks that sit in my bra. And sometimes they're different and it just depends. So I think when you sit and have that conversation, you might actually even hear what the rock wants to do or where it wants to be in your field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you think everyone should know before we say goodbye?
If you're talking to rocks, just decide that you're going to wait and listen the way you did when your children were small and they couldn't talk to you. You didn't say, well, that didn't work, and, I'm out of here. No, you looked for any little clue, anything, and then you watch for repeating patterns. So this is a life force. Okay, here, grab one of Thomas's rocks. This is a light, whoops, I'm so good. This is a life force, yeah. Don't you want to know why it came to you?
Nice. Well, I love it.
Invest in it.
Well, thank you, Marilyn. So in case people want to find more about you, where do they go?
They can come to the Ahhmuse website. And we're going to spell it because you won't get it otherwise. This Ahhmuse is a mantra from our spirits to the homage to the spirits of creativity. So it's ahhhmuse.com. And I get my plug in. We're coming to the Denver Gem Show as we do every year. So come to the Clarion, room 224. Just come up to the second floor. We'll be the first ones right outside the elevator.
Yeah, it's kind of, you guys, it's kind of weird when you first go because you're like this, because it's like this hotel that's kind of like off to the side, and then you're going in an elevator, and but it's worth it to go and check this out because it's the hidden gem inside the gem show.
Oh God, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we have a few more. We kind of have a little metaphysical thing going up there. There's just a couple of us, but it's for most of you that are hanging out with Leanne, you're empaths. If you haven't figured that out by now, I'm sure she's told you. So yeah, it's really nice to have an oasis where it's okay to just come and hang out with the rocks and and listen for a while and ask questions you want to, or whatever you want to do, except throwing them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't mishandle.
I'm security. Should be scared.
All right. Well, I so appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. I always love hanging out, and I love hanging out with you guys too. And if you're watching this later, like I said, put it in the comments if you have any questions. Did you have one last thing you want to say?
I do. Do I have time?
Yeah, go for it.
I want to celebrate. God, it makes me want to cry. I want to celebrate Leanne's 1 year anniversary of rebirthing her new body, because that's, on topic too. When we rebirth our bodies, that's all minerals and things. That's one way to, as you listen to your body, you can listen to stones. But, that's an adjunct. We really celebrate that Leanne is still here with us. And
thank you.
Are really lucky. Really, really lucky. You're not going to see her. Damn it, I'm going to come kick your asses when I come to Denver.
Oh, thank you, Marilyn. I so appreciate that. Yes.
Me too.
All right. We will see you guys later. Bye. Thanks for hanging out with us.